So what's up everybody, Sky Spider here, also known as Jade Skywalker. I wanted to do a little video real quick. Nothing specifically bug related, but I know I've got a lot of new followers on my channel, and I haven't been posting a lot of content in the past couple months. And I wanted to go into detail as to why, because it's actually kind of interesting. It's bad news, but it's interesting bad news. So I have been extremely sick, just laying on the couch or in bed in absolute agony for about 3 solid months, a little more than 3 months. Started actually February 1st, I think it was the first day of February. And just everything I ate was making me so nauseous. I was throwing up on the regular. I ended up using way more medicinal weed than I normally use because it was the only thing settling my stomach. And I've got like Zofran, which is what they give you in the hospital so you don't barf after anesthesia. And that wasn't enough. And like it would keep me from barfing, but it would leave me with the nausea feeling a hell of a lot longer. So I spoke with my doctor. We threw out a few potential ideas of what it could be. I'm still waiting for clearance to be tested for Crohn's after finally tracking down my biological mom and finding out she had it. So that was one possibility. There are a few others, but I'm still waiting for the blood test to be certain. But once we started treating it like it was this, it finally went away. And this is my 4th day in a row of not feeling nauseous, which is just magical. I still don't have my strength back, but anyway, what it is I have alpha-gal. That's just the short version of the name of this. What it is I was bitten by a Lone Star tick while doing some field work a few years ago. And these ticks are known to transmit a virus that can rewrite your DNA. It takes a few years for this to happen in most cases, but it rewrites your DNA to make you allergic to meat. That's kind of scary when you first hear it, and it should be. What it actually does is it makes you allergic to the I'm probably going to screw some of this up because I'm pulling it all from memory. But the alpha galactose molecule is what you're allergic to. What that means is if I eat any product that comes from a mammal, I'm not going to be allergic to the meat itself. I can touch it. I can wear leather jackets. Like I'm not allergic to the animals itself. But when your body begins to digest it, about 2 hours after you've eaten it, your small intestine begins to convert the proteins into the different components that your body can use. And when you're eating mammal products, that produces that alpha galactose molecule. And that is what I'm allergic to now. It causes extreme nausea, vomiting. It can cause rashes and breakouts, which I'll get to in a second, and can, in extreme cases, cause anaphylaxis. My doctors are actually having me carry an EpiPen at all times now because of how severe my reaction was. As for the skin reaction, when I got the most recent sitting on my sleeve, you can see we've been recoloring the bugs and redoing them. And we got to my Versicolor on the most recent sitting. I've been tattooed by this artist before. I've been tattooed with these inks before. And I've been tattooed in this exact spot on my arm before, since we're covering up the old work and redoing it. And if you look really close at the reds on the femurs of the Versicolor here, there's still some scarring. My artist uses mostly vegan inks, but some inks still contain gelatin, which is basically boiled cow hooves, in a very simplified explanation. And that's used in tattoo inks to make them go into the skin easier. And while my artist is on mostly vegan inks, I guess they haven't found a red that goes in smooth enough, so they still use the traditional red ink. And when I had my tattoo done, number one, it hurt more than any tattoo I've ever had, and I have most of my body tattooed, so that's a pretty heavy statement for me to say. It took way longer to heal than any other part of that tattoo. And all of the spots where that red ink is blistered up and were covered in hives. And just itched worse than any tattoo I've ever had. And eventually, once my body digested and processed digested loosely, you know what I mean? Once my body had processed the gelatin and it was out of my system, the itching completely stopped and the scab and the hives all went away. But there is a little bit of scarring from it. So that's yet another culprit of this. So you'd think this would be easy, just not eating beef or pork anymore, or any venison or any of that. I don't eat any gamey meat. I almost never eat pork, pretty much just bacon on a sandwich every once in a while. So that wasn't easy to give up, or wasn't hard to give up. Beef also wasn't hard for me to give up. I get like maybe a hamburger once every 3 months or so, maybe, and steak maybe once a year. It's just not a big part of my diet. So it was easy to give those up, but it wasn't helping with the symptoms that much, if at all, really. So I had to do some internet research until I found a website by someone who has the alpha-gal allergy, and they put together a list of everything that's got mammal products in it. And so we already know, like, milk, cheese, butter, that's all out of the question. But I found out stuff like I can't eat tortilla chips because they're cooked in lard, which is, I can't remember if it's pork or beef fat, but it's one of them. I found out I can't take my vitamin D supplements that I take since I don't get hardly any sunlight. Vitamin D is made from cows. God, just so many things that I've had to sit back and go, I can't have this. SpaghettiOs. What the fuck is in SpaghettiOs? Milk. There is milk in SpaghettiOs. Just the amount of foods I've had to cut out of my diet. And what's even worse is, as you guys know, I'm autistic. I have serious sensory issues when it comes to taste. And because of that, my diet is severely reduced from what most people's is. I'm one of the people who takes multivitamins daily that actually needs to be taking them because I'm not getting what I need in my diet. And then to take that diet and cut out 2/3 of it, well, what the fuck do I do now? Like, and it's fucked up. Like, I can't eat salads anymore because once I take out the only dressing I like because it has cheese in it, and I can't put cheese in the salad, or just like all kinds of little things that I add to it. It's literally I'd just be eating spinach leaves with nothing else. That doesn't sound very good anymore, does it? And what made this really hard is you don't react when you first eat something. It's just you don't react until maybe 2 hours later, once the food hits your small intestine and begins to be broken down. So it makes it really hard to pinpoint what's causing you to react. Like, I misidentified a few things early on because I would eat them and then feel sick immediately, and it didn't click at first that I needed to look at the thing from 2 hours ago. So it's been a fucking mess trying to get this all figured out. And as I said, like, even though I'm finally at a point where I can eat again and I'm starting to feel normal again, 3 months of being on your ass and barely eating solid food, you're going to be pretty weak after that. And, like, I've got so much to do. Like, if I turn my camera around, you can see just how messy our bug room is, because I've been needing to clean this. And just, I haven't been able to do it. And it's just, I've been wanting to film videos, but I'm barely keeping up with feeding my bugs right now. Hopefully I'm on the mend and I'm not going to have to deal with this anymore. And I'm waiting to get in with a nutritionist to help me find other things I can eat. Because again, in America, beef isn't everything. Shit, you can't even have McDonald's French fries without getting beef tallow. And I know they've got a lot of shit for that a few years back, and they've mostly fixed it. But unless you know if you're going to a corporate or a franchise location, you don't know if you're getting it or not. That's how complicated this has become. I ordered some chicken from my favorite Japanese place a while back with my buddy Tyler over here. And because he got steak and they were cooked on the same grill right next to each other, the chicken made me violently ill. So I have to tell every restaurant they can't get these anywhere near my food, which I have friends in the food industry. I know how that goes over when you make those kinds of requests. And I'll never know if I'll be able to trust them or not to actually do it the right way. So that cuts into me being able to go to restaurants. Just, this is very confusing. This is very life-altering. And yeah, it's been a lot on my mind lately, and just basically a why me kind of thing. I've only been bitten by ticks twice in my life. One in Oklahoma and one here in New York. I believe both of them were Lone Star ticks, which is the species that carries this virus. But again, the chances of getting it are like 1 in 1,000. So for me to have 2 bites and get it, that's kind of fucked up. Makes me feel like the universe really hates me between this, my hand, all the other shit I have to deal with. But yeah, that's the quick version of where I've been for the past 3 months and what's going on, why I'm not posting very many videos. Yeah, it's just been kind of awful. I don't have much good to say about any of this, except I think a lot of it is at least figured out and in the past, hopefully. I'm crossing all the fingers I can. But yeah, that's the quick update I wanted to give you guys. Hopefully I'll be able to see you soon on the next video. Yeah, that's basically it. I don't know what else to say. Hopefully I'll see you guys soon.